You thought getting older meant feeling tired every morning, waking up with a racing heart, or gasping for air was just part of aging. But what if I told you it's not your age? It's the way you've been sleeping that's slowly draining your heart and stealing your strength? Every night, without knowing it, you could be putting your body under silent stress that builds over time, until one day, it breaks. But there's one small change you can make tonight that could transform everything. Stay with me. This might be the most important thing you hear all year. What if I told you that the way you sleep tonight could quietly determine how many more healthy years you have left? That something as routine and innocent as your sleeping position, something you've done every night for decades, could be silently wearing out your heart, weakening your lungs, and shaving away your energy, day by day. It doesn't make noise. It doesn't wake you up. But it builds, night after night, until one morning you open your eyes and realize you're not the same. You're tired, dizzy, short of breath. You think it's just age. It's not. It might be the way you've been sleeping all along. Thanks for joining us here on Voice of Age, a warm space for real talk about life, health, and heart in our later years. We live in a world that tells us rest is rest, that 8 hours of sleep is the same no matter how you get it. But that's a dangerous myth, especially after 60, because the truth is, how you sleep matters just as much as how long. And for millions of older adults, the most common sleeping position, the one that feels comfortable, familiar, even natural, is quietly becoming one of the most overlooked health risks of aging. This is not about scare tactics. It's about waking up to the reality that our bodies change as we age. What used to be harmless in our 40s or 50s, like sleeping flat on our back, can now place unrelenting stress on our cardiovascular system, compress our lungs, disrupt blood flow, and disturb the delicate rhythm that keeps us alive through the night. And the worst part? Most people don't even realize it's happening. If you've ever woken up exhausted, even after a full night's sleep, if your mornings are filled with brain fog, irregular heartbeat, or shortness of breath, if you've chalked it up to getting older, you may be missing the real culprit. It might not be your age. It might be your posture. And that changes everything. Today, we're going to open a conversation that very few are having, but everyone over 60 needs to hear. We'll explore the silent dangers of one common sleep position, why it's especially harmful after 60, and the simple, science-backed shift you can make starting tonight to protect your heart, sleep deeper, and feel more alive each morning. Stay with us until the end, because this isn't just about information. It's about transformation, about reclaiming your nights, your energy, and your strength. One small shift could add years to your life. If this speaks to you already, and you believe in bringing more awareness and health wisdom to aging well, please take a second to subscribe to our channel. It helps us grow, and it gives us the energy to create even more life-changing content for you and your loved ones. Let's begin. We often think of aging as a gradual slowing down, a natural decline in energy, resilience, or strength. But what we rarely consider is how seemingly harmless habits we've carried for years begin to shift in meaning as our bodies change. One of the most underestimated of those habits is how we position ourselves during sleep. For decades, sleeping on your back may have felt restful, peaceful, even healthy. But after the age of 60, that same position can slowly become a source of strain that ripples across your entire system, your heart, lungs, circulation, and beyond. Lying flat on your back, what doctors call the supine position, places the body in alignment that seems neutral at first glance. But gravity does subtle things when we're asleep. In this position, your tongue, soft palate, and the tissues of your throat are more likely to fall backward, narrowing the airway. The result? Interrupted breathing patterns, silent drops in oxygen, and a cardiovascular system forced to work overtime while you sleep. You may not wake up during these episodes, but your heart remembers. It races, it spikes your blood pressure, and over time, it wears down. For aging adults, this isn't a minor inconvenience. It's a silent threat. As we grow older, our blood vessels become less elastic, our lung capacity decreases, and our nervous systems become less responsive to changes in oxygen levels. That means even small interruptions in breathing during sleep can have outsized effects: greater fatigue, impaired memory, increased risk of hypertension, atrial fibrillation, and even stroke. The body you live in today cannot tolerate what it once did. And yet, many people unknowingly spend a third of their lives in a posture that's working against their heart. Adding to the danger, the supine position can aggravate acid reflux. When stomach acid flows upward into the esophagus during sleep, it not only causes discomfort, it can trigger inflammatory responses, disrupt deep sleep cycles, and activate the body's stress hormones. That's not rest. That's low-grade nightly trauma disguised as routine sleep. The tragedy is that most people don't connect the dots. They blame their fatigue on age. They accept poor sleep as inevitable. But the truth is more hopeful. This is a fixable problem, and recognizing it is the first step toward restoring the kind of rest that heals rather than harms. There's a quiet power in turning to the left, literally. While most people never give it a second thought, your sleeping position holds the key to how your heart, lungs, and entire circulatory system function during the most vulnerable hours of the night. And among all the possible ways to position your body, left-side sleeping emerges not only as the safest choice for aging adults, but as one of the most restorative, protective decisions you can make for your health after 60. Sleeping on your left side gently shifts the gravitational load on your internal organs in your favor. Your heart, slightly elevated compared to other vital structures, finds it easier to pump blood downward with less resistance. The aorta, the main artery that curves from the heart to supply oxygen-rich blood to the body, also travels left. This means blood flows more freely and efficiently when you sleep on your left, reducing strain on the heart muscle and helping to stabilize blood pressure during the night. For someone with an aging cardiovascular system, this subtle repositioning can be a game changer. But the benefits don't stop at the heart. Your lungs, too, benefit from this orientation. On the left side, the airway tends to remain more open, allowing for deeper, steadier breaths. For seniors who deal with shallow breathing, mild sleep apnea, or even occasional oxygen dips, this position supports better oxygenation without machines or medication. Many who switch report waking up with more clarity, less heaviness in the chest, and fewer nighttime disturbances. Left-side sleeping also offers a surprising digestive advantage. Because the stomach and pancreas are both positioned on the left side of the body, lying this way allows gravity to help keep stomach acid from rising up into the esophagus. It encourages proper enzymatic flow and reduces the risk of nighttime acid reflux, an often overlooked factor in restless sleep and cardiovascular strain. Perhaps most overlooked, though, is the role this position plays in detoxification. The lymphatic system, responsible for removing waste from tissues and the brain, appears to function more efficiently when the body lies on the left. For seniors concerned about inflammation, brain fog, or long-term cognitive decline, this may be one of the simplest ways to assist the body's natural repair processes during sleep. Left-side sleeping is not a gimmick. It is a form of gentle alignment, a nightly act of self-respect that allows the body to recover rather than resist. It's not just a change in posture. It's a quiet revolution in how we care for ourselves as we age. Changing the way you sleep might sound simple in theory, but in practice, it's one of the most deeply ingrained habits we carry. For decades, your body has followed a familiar script each night, settling into the same position, the same rhythm. So when you ask it to do something different, there's resistance, not just physical, but psychological. Yet, what's remarkable about the human body, even in our later years, is its quiet willingness to adapt when given the right environment and gentle encouragement. Transitioning to left-side sleeping isn't about forcing your body into discomfort. It's about guiding it through consistency, comfort, and care toward a posture that better supports your health. And the process begins not in the middle of the night, but in the moments before you fall asleep. What you do in those first few minutes, the signals you send to your nervous system, the position you choose when your head first hits the pillow, these shape your body's default over time. Start by creating an environment that makes side sleeping feel natural, not foreign. A body pillow can act as both a physical anchor and a source of comfort. When hugged close to the chest and tucked between the knees, it not only reduces strain on the hips and lower back, but offers a sense of stability that helps prevent unconscious rolling. Even something as simple as a folded towel behind your back can serve as a gentle reminder throughout the night to stay aligned. If you've always slept on your stomach, the shift might take longer, but it's still entirely possible. Some find comfort in placing a soft pillow near the chest to replicate the pressure sensation that stomach sleeping provides. Others benefit from a wedge under the upper body, creating a slight incline that makes breathing easier and prevents rolling. What matters most is consistency. Begin by falling asleep on your left side, even if you wake up in another position. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Your body learns through repetition, and with each night, the unfamiliar becomes familiar. The path to better health through sleep doesn't require drastic change overnight. It requires intention, patience, and a willingness to reimagine rest not as something passive, but as an active investment in your vitality. With small, thoughtful adjustments, you can train your body to sleep in alignment with its deepest needs, and in doing so, reclaim the healing potential of every night. As we age, the body becomes a quieter communicator. It no longer shouts its needs, but whispers them through slower recovery, persistent fatigue, or subtle muscle loss that creeps in unnoticed. What happens while we sleep is no longer just about rest. It becomes the front line of repair, a time when the body must work hard to restore what daily life wears down. Yet for many older adults, that process is incomplete, not because of poor habits, but because the body is simply under-resourced. It's trying to build, recover, and stabilize on an empty foundation. And that's where casein protein steps in, not as a supplement for athletes, but as a tool for preservation, protection, and longevity. Unlike fast-digesting proteins, casein is slow and steady. When consumed 30 to 60 minutes before bed, it forms a gel in the stomach and delivers a sustained release of amino acids over 6 to 8 hours. For someone over 60, this isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. During the night, the body enters a fasting state, breaking down muscle tissue for fuel. Without a consistent source of nutrition, the body leans on what it can take from itself. But casein quietly changes that equation. It supplies the building blocks necessary to preserve lean muscle mass, regulate blood sugar, and ease the inflammatory responses that grow louder with age. What's especially powerful is how this small act, something as simple as a scoop of protein mixed with water or a bowl of Greek yogurt, can have ripple effects. It supports the heart by reducing the strain caused by nightly repair. It aids the joints by fueling connective tissue regeneration. It even supports the brain by stabilizing energy and reducing inflammation, which is increasingly tied to cognitive decline. This is not about bulking up or following the latest health trend. It's about understanding what your body asks for when it's most vulnerable. Nighttime is no longer passive. It's when the work of healing happens. And with the right support, that healing can become more complete, more efficient, and more lasting. Adding casein protein to your bedtime ritual isn't about adding complexity. It's about offering the body what it quietly craves, the strength to rebuild itself, even in rest. And in that simple glass, you reclaim something deeply powerful, agency over your own recovery. The most powerful changes in life rarely happen through grand gestures. They begin in the quiet moments, small shifts, subtle choices, and consistent acts of self-respect. When it comes to your health in later years, it's not about overhauling your life overnight. It's about turning meaningful practices into non-negotiable habits. Sleeping on your left side and nourishing your body with slow-digesting casein protein before bed may seem like small things, but over time, they compound into something profound: resilience, clarity, and strength that extend far beyond the night. What begins as a conscious decision, setting out a body pillow, preparing a small cup of yogurt, soon becomes a natural rhythm, a ritual your body begins to trust. The resistance fades, and in its place, your body responds with quieter mornings, steadier breath, fewer nighttime interruptions, and a restored sense of energy. The improvements may not shout on day one, but listen closely. Your joints will feel less stiff, your heart rate may slow, your thoughts will sharpen, and most of all, you'll feel more at home in your body. The beauty of this practice is not just its simplicity, it's how seamlessly it integrates into the life you already live. You don't need special equipment. You don't need drastic changes. You need consistency. You need intention. Anchor these choices to moments that already exist. Your evening walk, brushing your teeth, reading before bed. Let them grow roots so they're not just actions, but part of who you are becoming. Aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean refinement, wisdom. And with each night you sleep aligned and nourished, you affirm that your health still belongs to you. You are not at the mercy of time. You are in a quiet, deliberate partnership with it. It's never too late to change the way your body heals, and it's never too early to start treating rest as the sacred time it truly is. These choices are not about chasing youth, they're about honoring the life you've lived and preparing the body to carry it forward with dignity, vitality, and grace. Let tonight be the first step toward that future. Quietly, powerfully, it begins. Every night, your body enters a sacred window of healing, a time when it repairs, rebuilds, and restores from the wear and tear of daily life. But what most people never realize is that how you sleep, your position, your breathing, even the nourishment your body receives before bed can either support that healing or quietly sabotage it. After age 60, the stakes are higher. The body doesn't bounce back like it used to. Recovery is slower, muscles weaken more easily, the heart works harder. But none of this is irreversible. You're not helpless. In fact, you hold more power than you think, especially in the hours when you're asleep. By making just 2 intentional changes, sleeping on your left side and consuming casein protein before bed, you create a nightly environment where your body can thrive instead of struggle. This isn't about trends or complexity. It's about giving your body the best possible chance to heal. You're allowing your heart to work with gravity instead of against it. You're reducing the silent strain on your lungs and circulation. You're feeding your muscles so they don't wither in the dark. And you're doing all this while you sleep. The deeper lesson is this: healing doesn't require heroic effort. It requires consistent care. Aging well isn't about resisting time. It's about respecting your body's needs as they evolve. When you make small, conscious adjustments, you're telling your body, I'm still listening, I still care. And that message matters more than anything. What about you? Have you ever noticed how your sleep position affects the way you feel in the morning? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your experience and insights. And if you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel. It's a small click for you, but a huge encouragement for us to keep bringing thoughtful, life-changing content your way. Let's continue growing stronger together.